bizarre how you made it from the bottom. Now just look where you are. Welcome to the next chapter, the next level. You made it through the pain and hardships for several years. Been in the gutter but never wanted to settle for less than standing on the top, wearing the golden medal. You were meant to be great, don't ever doubt it. Remember when they told you you'd fail when they doubted? Been looking for your purpose and you finally found it. Millions of tears later and you're feeling astounded. You're a beast unleashed, you've never been so alive. Come in to feast and be at the very highest of times. Taking a leap of faith so you can finally arise. Who can compete? You've reached the level close to divine. You're a beast unleashed, you've never been so alive. Come in to feast and be at the very highest of times. Taking a leap of faith so you can finally arise. Who can compete? You've reached the level close to divine. Falling in love with the view. In the top 3, you are not 3 and not 2. In case you're not getting it, let me give you a clue. Under the sky, there's no one that's flying higher than you. Think of the times when you felt so afraid. Think of the times when you cried while you prayed. Think of the times when you worked while it rained. Now those same times are finally due to be paid. They made you a warrior, outstanding, victorious. Notorious for being a champ, you are glorious. Meant to be great, it was written even before the birth of time. You rise as the greatest out of us all. No matter what's going on, just keep on pushing. At the other side of pain lies all you've been wishing. Every situation you've ever been put in was just an obstacle you've crossed to find your purpose. You're a beast unleashed, you've never been so alive. Come in to feast and be at the very highest of times. Taking a leap of faith so you can finally arise. Who can compete? You've reached the level close to divine. You're a beast unleashed, you've never been so alive. Come in to feast and be at the very highest of times. Taking a leap of faith so you can finally arise. Who can compete? You've reached the level close to divine. Now tell me, didn't they pay off? Days you were tired so much you felt like you'd break off. Didn't they show you truly what you are made of? A diamond in the rough, truly beautifully shaped up. You've always known that someday you would take off, despite all the hate and bad comments that they all told you when you were building a platform to sail on. Now they'd like to hop on, but the ship has sailed off. You're a beast unleashed, you've never been so alive. Come in to feast and be at the very highest of times. Taking a leap of faith so you can finally arise. Who can compete? You've reached the level close to divine. You're a beast unleashed, you've never been so alive. Come in to feast and be at the very highest of times. Taking a leap of faith so you can finally arise. Who can compete? You've reached the level close to divine. You're a beast unleashed, you've never been so alive. Come in to feast and be at the very highest of times. Taking a leap of faith so you can finally arise. Who can compete? You've reached the level close to divine. You're a beast unleashed, you've never been so alive. Come in to feast and be at the very highest of times. Taking a leap of faith so you can finally arise. Who can compete? You've reached the level close to divine.
All right, hey crew, welcome to the time management system of Millionaires Free Live Training. Jason Grossman here. You guys know who I am. Most of you know who I am. If you're watching me now and you're an online business owner of any way, shape, or form, it's no secret that the more productive we are, the more efficient we are with our time, the more leverage we have, the more we can scale, the more we can grow, the more we can impact, and of course, the more money we can make. So to get started, I'd love to, I am doing this as a live stream. So if you're watching this on Zoom, feel free to comment in the chat box, and thank you for taking time to register. If you're on Zoom, just comment in the Zoom chat where in the world you are, what kind of business you have, and just say hi. And if you're watching on the Facebook Live, we've got a bunch of people on the Facebook Live. Just comment if you're watching live or replay, and just say hi as well. You know, Alexander, Brian, guys, how you doing? Just say, introduce yourself, where in the world you are, what kind of business you have, and I can kind of personalize this to your coaching, consulting, agency, healing, therapy business, if you're in the service industry, which is who we specialize in. This is going to be a really unique training for the first time ever. I'm sharing my personal time management system that I personally use on a daily and regular basis. I'm going to share my overall system, and I've never, ever done this. I've shared basis of my time management system in the past. And if you read my book, or if you've seen my book around From the Streets to a Millionaire, you can buy it on Amazon. There's actually a chapter in here with parts of time management. It's only snippets of it. So again, this is the first time I'm ever doing this. Now, if you're in our business coaching program, I've been business coaching online for 13 years. We have 4 amazing international business coaches as I do this. If you're in our business coaching program, this is forming the foundation for our formal module, which is a part of our actual business coaching program. So if you're not a paying business coaching client, then you guys are really blessed. Be biased here because this is a training for clients, and we're giving everybody access to this for free just to get a taste of it as well. Okay, so if you're, by the way, where are our business coaching clients? If you're a business coaching client, say, hey, I'm in the one-on-one coaching program with Terry or Lisa or Julie or Michael, or hey, I'm in the group business coaching program, say hi. If you're not a business coaching client, awesome. You guys are really blessed because, again, like I said, this is going to form the foundation for the formal module and part of the actual business coaching program. We have two main programs. One's designed you to show you how to launch and build to 20,000 consistent months. The other one, 100,000 plus months. And they come in both one-on-one and group format. By the way, obviously, we have a quantum virtual assistant business where we provide affordable, highly trained VAs. Who here is hiring one of our VAs, by the way, that maybe not in the business coaching program? Say, hey, yeah, you know, just say hi. Yeah, I'm hiring Novi or Brian or Rain or Michelle or whoever it might be, and say hi as well. And just by show of hands, who's never been to one of my presentations before? Tim, one-on-one coaching program with Terry Vincent. Maddie, one of our angels. Alexander, run massage centers, teach NLP, awesome brother. Tim Financial is Jessica, how you going? Kelly Page on the Facebook. Let's have a look in the Zoom. Eugenia, have an amazing VA. Greg, New Zealand strategic growth consultant. John Cairns in the quantum business coaching program. Corinne, good to see you here. Working with Lisa in the business coaching program. Roz working with Tara in the business coaching program. Julie Swedberg, California. Just reminds me of Tupac and Dr. Dre. Business coaching program, the group program. Dane Tedio working with Lisa, Harriet working with Lisa Mogente in the group business coaching program. Chris Payne, brother, good to see you here. Julie Thompson, Roz, cool. Awesome. Now, by the way, this training will be put into the actual online portal. So if you're watching this live, we launched Terry Vincent in the house. Barbara, good to see you guys here. By the way, if you're watching this live, this time tomorrow, we do the first ever group call for all of our just our paying content business coaching clients, and I'm releasing the brand new portal with everything and anything. And so this is actually going to form the foundational training for that, but there's a lot more to it. So I'm going to give you access to the worksheets and so forth. So four key components to today. There's going to be worksheets, action planners, and so forth as well. And if you register for this, tomorrow you will get an email with access to that. If you're in the business coaching program, this is all going to be put into the course anyway, and you're going to get access to that tomorrow. I just look forward to seeing everybody there. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. If you're watching somewhere else, welcome as well. Now, if you're watching this as a Facebook Live, as I share the most powerful time management system for millionaires in the world, I believe, send me a DM if there's any of the worksheets we go through that you want access to, and we'll be happy to send them to you as well. So thank you to our amazing business coaches, Terry, Lisa, Julie, and Michael for being here as well, and all you do with our amazing clients. Lisa, Daryl, yeah, awesome. Russell, good to see you here, brother. So we're just going to dive straight in. Today's going to be a lot about strategy. I'll be honest, this is a strategy session. Okay, and again, if you're watching this in the portal, this will form the action items and the coaching session. So in a way, this is kind of going to be like an extended coaching session, which you guys get free access to as well. So awesome. Let's dive in. Let's begin. Before I begin, quick question to all of you, and I'd invite you to participate and engage. What is time management to you? Like when I say time management, what does that mean to you? What does time management mean to you? It's probably like the word success or communication. It's normalization. It has a different meaning to everybody. What is time management to you? What does that mean to you? Post in the Zoom chat or the Facebook chat. And if you are watching a replay anywhere in the portal, YouTube, thank you for allowing me to make this interactive. I love to do these interactive because it gives people a chance to interact with each other. Corinne, more time for what I enjoy. Russell, routine. I do have the Facebook Live open if you want to interact on there. Harriet, using time effectively and efficiently. Jesse, using the energy for the best outcome. Task control, organization, managing your daily tasks and commitments, appointments. It all sounds kind of boring, doesn't it? It doesn't sound very exciting. No wonder people aren't very excited about time management. The thing is that when I first became obsessed with personal development about 22 years ago, I was obsessed with time management and went through all the Brian Tracy stuff and Zig Ziglar and all the traditional time management stuff, Stephen Covey stuff. But now, if you don't know those names, go Google them. But now these days, everyone's on sales and marketing and AI and the new flashy thing and crypto this and it seems like everybody's forgotten about one of the most important things, which is managing our time. Eugenia, be productive. Time blocking part is what I've never truly sorted out. You're going to love today because the hero of today is time blocking. And I love the term time blocking. I first heard that term last year. I was like, what the hell's time blocking? And I had a look and I was like, man, I've been doing that for 23 years. Yeah, time blocking is a big part of it. It's probably the hero of today. Okay. Yep. Awesome. Learn a new perspective on time, being able to travel more. Well, here is the deal about time. Here are some basic paradigms or belief systems that I personally have about time. So, a couple of things. Number one, I think that a lot of people ask me all the time, how do I get so much done? You know, we've got 150 people on payroll, about to launch our third business is launching any time now, fourth business launching in the new year. We've got a fifth business launching next year. I have 3 books being published in the next 6 months. How do I manage to achieve all this? Plus, we're going to hit six-figure weeks in the very near future. We're close to making six-figure weeks, not months, not years, weeks. And so, how? And that's what I want to share with you now because I want to squeeze the most juice from life. And I believe time management is understanding one simple thing that the most valuable commodity that we have on this earth is our time, because time is a reflection of our time on earth. It's our life force, it's our energy. What's more, and everything is energy. What's more important than that? The day or the moment we are born, the sands in the hourglass are turned and our time is running out. The day we are born, we start dying. Sounds macabre, it sounds morbid, but it's true. There is nothing more valuable. People always say to me, people say to me often and say, "Oh, who's heard people say before, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, I'll catch up tonight." It's impossible for you to catch up on sleep. Today is one day closer to your death. Tomorrow is going to be another day closer to your death. So there is so much time because you have 168 hours in a week and you can get so much done. And there's a lot of inequality in the world, race and uh, location, and there's a lot of inequality in the world. But one thing we all have equal amount of time. One thing we all have an equal amount of is time. We all have 24 hours in a day. We all have 168 hours a day. It's what we choose to do with it. Okay. So it's when you wake up in the morning, the greatest thing that I believe you can do is to be grateful for another day on this earth. Be grateful for your time right now that you've woken up, another sunrise, and to consciously be grateful for and focus on that you are here again. And there is nothing more valuable than that. So most people go through life reacting to time and what business and life and what's thrown at them. But you are here because you don't want to react and live a life by default and chance. Who wants to live a life by design, right? And I believe that it's about squeezing the most juice from life because I can't think of anything worse than lying on your deathbed, knowing you're taking your last breaths and having all these regrets. That would be the worst feeling in the world. Imagine lying on your deathbed, ready to pass because you did everything that you dreamt of, right? So I want to invite you to remind yourself, create a trigger. Every morning you wake up, open your eyes and thank you for another day on this earth. I'm so grateful to be alive and recognize just how fucking valuable your time is. Apologies, angels, yeah. Too late for the Zoom call, bro. I think we're already on. I think actually it's in the messenger chat. You're one of our clients, right? It'll be in the messenger chat. So the first thing is that time is the most valuable thing we have, but we take it for granted. As the Buddha used to say, the problem is you think you have time. So we have an incredible, abundant amount of time each day and each week. An abundant amount. Within our life, it's very finite. And that's what makes it valuable. But people say, I don't have time. That's bullshit. I don't have time to go to the gym because of my kids. I don't have time to do this because of I'm working. I don't have time. That's all bullshit. Everyone has 24 hours a day. I just didn't prioritize it. So it's about priorities and it's about your values, right? And so the last paradigm here, I think, is that, and you might have heard this before, is you cannot actually manage time. Can you actually manage time? It's ethereal. It's intangible. It's not a real thing. You cannot put time into a wheelbarrow. And don't get me started on how we experience it linearly when it's actually not. That's another training. We cannot manage time. We can only manage ourselves. So time management is about managing ourselves. In fact, in life, there's only really 4 things that we can manage, influence, or control. And I call it BEST. and that's to be the best version of yourself. It's your behavior, your emotions, your speech, and your thoughts. So time management is about managing your behavior, your emotions, your words, and your thoughts. And that's the key to time management. Does that make sense? And that's what we're going to talk about today. That's the truth right there, baby. That is the truth. It's quantum. Yeah, everything that has happened or going to happen has already happened. Because we're three-dimensional beings, we experience things in the two-dimension. Like when you go to a video, when you go to a cinema and you're watching a movie, is the movie 3D or 2D? It's 2D. It was recorded 3D and then it dimensionalized down to the second dimension. So that's why when I put my bottle up like this, when I move my bottle closer, it gets bigger. Does it actually get bigger? No, it appears bigger. Anyway, another conversation. Yeah, 100%. Timelines, 100%. Productivity is key, yeah. And so time management is self-management. And self-management comes down to being the best version of yourself by improving your behavior and habits each day, by directing your emotional intelligence each day, by consciously choosing your words before you say them each day because they have energy, and consciously directing your 70,000 odd thoughts per day. That is the key time management, okay? So as we dive in, there's four main components to today, and I'm actually going to show you, as Julie spoke about, who's heard of the term time blocking before? I'm actually going to create what I call an ideal week because most people are reacting to what they want. If I was to ask each of you to sit down and spend 1 hour to outline and create your perfect week, now you can build towards and create this week with freedom and impact and do what you want, when you want, how you want, which is freedom. And that's what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about freedom and impact. It's not about chasing money, it's about chasing freedom and impact. And how can you live your dream life and your perfect week, your ideal week, if you don't create it and then reverse engineer it? So that's going to be the hero of today. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually going to create a week example today, Julie. You're going to love that as well. So, Aldwin, good to see you here. Hey, let's dive in. Okay, so before we begin, because time management means something, if we were to all work out our perfect week and we were to time block it and schedule it out on one page and go, this is what if I could wake up, I'd wake up and get picked up in a limo and go to my private jet and then I'd fly to the US and then I'd do a live presentation and I'd go, whatever your dream life looks like, right? If we all did that, would any of us have the exact same day and week? No, because I don't have kids and family, so my family priority is going to be very different to those. If you've got 4 kids, where are my mompreneurs and dadpreneurs? Yeah, your dream day is going to look very different to mine, right? So we are going to talk about that as well. So you've probably heard the saying, energy flows where attention goes as determined by intention. A lot of people leave that out. Gregory Bates in 1986 is where Tony Robbins got from. Who studied NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. So before we get to managing time in yourself and creating your ideal week, your ideal month, your ideal year, and reverse engineering to create your perfect week, it's very clear that it's very important that we get clear on your intention. So there's a couple of things you've got to be very clear on. Number one is your mission. And mission has two components. You guys are entrepreneurs and business owners. There's two missions. You live in the third dimension. So there's two missions. We have the inner mission and the outer mission, or the business and financial mission, and then the spiritual mission. We have the freedom and the impact. So you've got to get very clear and take some time, take some moment if you're watching a replay of this and you're doing this with your coach. What is your business mission and what is your personal mission just for the next, short term and long term? For example, our mission is to provide work for 1,000 Filipinos by next Christmas and sponsor 5 orphanages. Okay. My business mission is to build to $1 million months by next Christmas, which I think will smash. Okay, they go hand in hand. Yeah. What is your mission? What is your purpose? What is your purpose in life? What is your purpose in business? And I'm not going to talk about the how-to here because we could spend hours on that, but it's important you're clear on your intention. You need to know your why. Okay, your why. Why are you doing? What gets you up in the morning? Your why. Yeah, the fuel for the fire that motivates you to jump out of bed, build unstoppable momentum, and take massive action is your why. Your why, not just what hurts you, the pain that you're moving away from, but the goals and the dreams you have. So you got to get very clear on the goals and dreams you have. Okay. Now, those in our business coaching program, we've done a lot of this already, with the bucket list and the lifestyle design plan and the blueprint and all that stuff. And of course, last but not least, maybe the most important is you've got to understand your values. Your ideal week is about achieving the goals and dreams that you have, your mission and your purpose. The why is what motivates you because you can map out and use time blocking all you want, but you've got to have discipline. How do we motivate and drive ourselves to create that discipline and to drive those habits? We need to create that behavior. And that's by recognizing our values. The top two values you have in your life, which are the top two most important things you have in your life, will determine probably three-quarters or more of your behavior, your thoughts, your feelings, and what you focus on. So if who would agree family is the most important thing in your life? That's your number one value. So it makes sense that everything you're doing in creating your ideal week, your dream perfect week, and your time management and managing yourself is about being able to spend quantity and quality of time with family. What are those things are? Take your kids to Disney. Ray's taking her boy to Paris next year. That's phenomenal, right? This is how you've got to think. So you've got to do it intention. Yeah, yeah, awesome. How many lives can I positively impact today? I love that, 100%. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, now we've got that out of the way. We've got the intention set, we've got the paradigm set, we've got the mindset stuff. Let's get to strategy. We talked about the inner game basics. Let's talk about the outer game and the strategy. So time management or self-management comes down to one main concept, leverage. And there's four main types of leverage. For anyone that's read my book, From the Streets to a Millionaire, I actually have a whole chapter on the four types of leverage in the book. I'm going to talk about these four types of leverage. Okay. Archimedes once said, give me a lever long enough and give me a fulcrum and I'll move the earth. So there's two parts. So you have four types of leverage. The more you understand and use leverage, the more money you'll make, the more impact you'll have. And those that grow a bigger business will know that things don't go through addition or just multiplication. They grow exponentially and they compound. And that comes from leverage. And this is the order I suggest you focus on. So they're in order, one, two, three, four. So if you're a business owner and you're just starting out and you're making less than 10,000 a month, the very first type of leverage, the first thing you can leverage is time. And when I say time, I mean yourself. And this is the foundation of time management. The very first thing that we've got to do, who's heard the saying, work smarter, not harder? No, that's bullshit. I'm sorry, but that's bullshit. Well, you've got to do the hard work before you can do the smart work. The hard work is the quantity, the smart work is the quality. Can you have quality if there's no quantity? It's impossible. Who would agree quality is more important? Quality is 100% more important than quantity, but quantity comes first. If I ask you to stand up right now, take three steps, one, two, three. Is it possible for you to take the third step before the second step? It's impossible. These are the four steps. You cannot skip them. It's not possible. Okay. So the first thing you want to do to leverage yourself is you've got to work as long as physically possible. As long as physically possible. I often say who wants financial freedom? A life you can do what you want, when you want, however you want, with whoever you want, anywhere you want, and you don't have to worry about money. You're not just doing backpacking across Europe. You're doing five-star hotels and limos. Who would like a life like that you choose? Yeah. In order to do that, I believe it's an 80-hour a week, 1,000-day recipe. 3 years, 80-hour weeks. Oh, I don't have time for 80 hours. Bullshit. You got 168 hours in a week. 168 hours in a week. Even if you're doing a 40-hour job, you still got 40 hours a week to work on your business. So we're going to talk a bit about that shortly. Oh, but you don't understand. I want to spend time with my family. When we use time blocking and we map this out, Julie, you'll have so much time left over. You'll be like, you're all going to do this. What the fuck am I doing all my time? Lisa Jowett, you probably remember doing the ideal week process. Lisa Hall, Capriel, good to see you guys here. So this is the first thing you've got to do in the beginning of your business is you've got to go, how many hours per week can I push working on and in my business? I would say it's 80 hours. Now, who has a job? Who's working? Who's working on here? Who's got a job and wants to build your business, be able to quit your job? This is people, yeah. You would deduct that from the 80 hours. So if you're working 20 hours a week in a job to pay the bills, don't quit that job. Good, you got to pay the bills. That's okay. Then you work 60 hours. That's my suggestion. Hell, you can do whatever the heck you want. You don't have to do what I tell you. I'm just giving you the recipe to create financial freedom. Yeah, it's up to you to follow it or not, right? Yeah. Uh, I'd probably be done by now if I did this properly. Yeah, I'm going to show you how to do this properly, and I'm going to compartmentalize this in a really simple, easy to follow way. So the very first thing you've got to do in order, number one, is you've got to leverage your own time by working as long as possible and allocate that time. Okay. So the great thing about being your own boss is you can choose your own hours, Barbara. Problem with being your own boss is, Barbara, you can choose your own hours. So you've got to, if you had a job, your boss will tell you what time to start, what time to finish, yeah, give you tasks in between, and give you deadlines. And until you do that in your own business, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. If you treat your business like a hobby, what kind of income are you going to make? You're going to make a hobby income. Treat your business like a real business, what kind of income are you going to make? Business income. Who would rather make a business income? I'm going to show you how to make a business income. Make more money than you can spend, right? The number one is we want to squeeze as long as we can. And then within that time, we want to work as hard as we can. Now, hard isn't physical labor. I believe hard comes down to one word, focus. Focus, right? On my left wrist, I have tattooed focus. On my right wrist, I have GSD for get shit done. I believe that success is very simple. You decide on what you want, why you want it. You create the plan, turn off your brain, turn on your hands, focus on what you got to do, get the shit done. That's really that simple. And then you can uh, retweak and so forth, right? It's really that simple. So 80 hours a week, work long and work hard within that. We allocate specific by time blocking and chunking time. Now we're booked solid 80 hours. We don't want to get so busy working 80 hours. But now ultimately you might get Terry doesn't want to work 80 hours a week. Okay, but that's why you work longer now, because so in the future you don't have to. You might go, ultimately, I want to work 20 hours a week. That's great. I work 20 hours a week now. If you work 20 hours a week now, it's going to take you 4 times longer to get to that point where you're going to be working 20 hours a week and be financially free. A minimum 40 hours per week in and on your business, guys. I'm telling you now. 40 hours a week.
Jason just drop out. I think he might have dropped out. All right. If you're committed, oh, yes. Okay. So I think Jason's dropped out or he's frozen. If you're committed, I just want you to write yes in the chat box. Who here is committed? Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. How amazing is it? How many committed souls are here right now? I'm so impressed with you guys. Yeah, fantastic. Beautiful. Virtual. Yeah, I think Jason's dropped out. Good. All right. Just on that note, guys, I'd love to know, what is your number one thing that you struggle with when it comes to time? What's your biggest excuse that you use for time? Is it that you're tired? Is it that you're about your children? Is it feeling guilty for not spending time with the family? Is it, wanting to go on date nights and putting that first? I'd love to know, if you can pop in the chat box, what analysis paralysis? Yeah, overthinking. Who else here overthinks things and that holds you up a lot? Yeah. Too many spinning plates. Yes. Harriet, I hear you. Yeah. Yeah. This is a beautiful thing, guys, about clarity. And for those of you that are in the business coaching program, having clarity will know exactly what you're focusing on. And I shared a live video on this morning about every time you're saying yes to something, ask yourself the question, what are you actually saying no to? So saying yes might be saying yes to doing the dinners, saying yes might be doing the washing, or saying yes might be, putting somebody else's needs before your own in that moment. But ask yourself the question, whenever you're doing something, ask yourself, what are you actually saying no to? Yeah. Asking my question is getting our team closer. Yeah, 100%. Who here's heard of the 10-10-10 rule? So I like to ask myself the question, if what am I working on now in the next 10 minutes? Is that helping me in the next 10 weeks for that goal? And is that working towards the next 10 years? So I've got it actually written on my whiteboard in front of me, the 10-10-10 rule. And it really helps me focus because it's in micro chunks. What am I doing right now in this 10-minute block? And is that working towards the bigger goal? Yeah. We're in a session this week on the effective art of saying no. Yes, Lisa, I love that. Yeah, I love it. Do you want to share a little bit on that?
Yes, absolutely. So this is something I was a real people pleaser. So I was trying to start up a business. I was trying to make my family happy, my friends happy, because I'm, as Jason will say, a social butterfly. But I have actually learned how to basically say no. But I even told everyone that basically I wanted to really focus on my business. This was about 3 years ago, and that I would be limited with my time. So it's like I make compromises, and this is essentially what the session was that I ran on Monday. Was we need to work out, like, if we really want to hit that goal, we need to learn how to say no, and elegantly. And we can still be a kind person. It doesn't make us a bad person by saying no, but we have to respect ourselves. We can't actually get anywhere if we keep on saying yes to people. So yeah, the session was basically based on learning how to say no. I had like all these different tips, even practicing it. So when you're a people pleaser, you will find that it's hard to say no, and it will still feel a bit icky. But it's like with everything that you do, the more that you practice it, the better you get at it. And everyone just understands now. So I turn into, because I get up at 4 a.m. in the morning, I basically say I turn into a pumpkin at 8 p.m. So I will, and I like to work, like my best hours of work is till about 6 p.m. And I will agree to like maybe having dinner with someone at like 6 till 8. They get like 2 hours with me. That's it. The other thing I might do is I like to be active. So it's more like I find ways. So I'll meet up with friends. We'll go for a walk and have a coffee, or it might be meeting my friends at the gym. It's gym followed by a coffee. So I'm still socializing with people, but it's more, a little bit more, not totally on my terms, but making it work for all of us. So I still get to socialize, but it's not affecting basically my goals and my energy levels. I coach a lot of people. I work a lot, and I'm constantly building programs. So I need my energy. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to succeed. And I'm also not going to be able to give enough to all of my clients that deserve everything from me. I think Jason might be back.
Yes. He's just on mute.
Hey guys, how you going? I'm back. I'm not sure what happened there. My internet dropped out. Is it still? I don't think the Facebook Live is. I just got to set the live again because that's our record Facebook Live. Are we are we're live on Facebook again?
It looks like we're still live streaming.
Look at the Facebook Live again. Okay, I'm back. Okay, cool. How was the suspense? Obviously, Lisa and Julie looks like you took care of it. Thank you guys. No idea what happened there. My Wi-Fi just dropped out and I'm back. So thank you for that interruption. Let's keep going. Are you guys enjoying this, by the way? I'm like, no, this is going so well. We're at flow, Lisa. Come on, let's go. Holly Johnson, welcome, Ray. All right, let's keep going. So yeah, so the first part of leverage is about leveraging yourself, which is leveraging time. Okay, so long first, hard second, smart third. Now, working smarter is the next 3 types of leverage. So the first level of business is you work, it's just you have a job, you don't have a real business. And the whole idea is open up as much of your schedule as possible, book yourself solid. We're going to talk about that shortly. Now you can start working smarter by beginning to use the second type of leverage, which is people. We can build a virtual team, virtual assistants, social media managers, appointment setters, etc. And we can start utilizing people to create leverage in our business and our life by consolidating and doing things where possible in group format, group chats on Facebook, group team meetings, etc. Okay. Third type, once we start building a team of people, the third type of leverage is obviously resources, funnels, bots, AI, CRMs, etc. I believe that let me ask you a question. If you guys, for all of you, had an issue with a platform or a company, and you want to contact that company, would you rather a real person communicates with you or an AI bot? Who would agree a real person? Number one, that's what you would prefer, so do it yourself, number one. Number two, would you rather pay a tech billionaire and feed their pockets, or would you rather help provide work for someone in the Philippines or somebody else? Would you rather do that? Real people. We're in the people-to-people business. People first. Create opportunities for people so they can live a better life. Like the coaches here, like Ray, like all the Filipinos that we have, like the VAs. create opportunities, job opportunities, work opportunities, and create opportunities for your customers, clients, and community to have real life conversations with real people where possible. People first. I truly believe people always come first. Then the resources, the funnels, the bots, and so forth. And then the fourth, money. Leveraging money is the fastest way to compound anything, whether it's through. So the businesses in the world that make the most money are the ones that spend the most on advertising. Okay, the people in the world that make the most money are the ones that that have their money work for them. So we work for ourselves. All right. Now, Richard Branson once said, he was in an interview. No, don't need to record it. It's been live streamed. Richard Branson, one of my favorite entrepreneurs, just once in an interview, he was asked, if he lost everything at the start over, what would he do? And you know what his response was? I'd pick up the shovel and I'd dig myself. I'd find some gold, I'd take a portion of that gold, and I'd reinvest it into finding more diggers. Then I'd build a bigger team, and then I'd hire a manager. And then I'd build a bigger team, I'd put systems in place, and I'd hire somebody to manage that team of managers in that team. Now I have a gold digging mining business that can work without me. You've got to pick up the shovel and dig through the dirt to find the gold yourself, and then build from there. Build the team of people, okay? Build through resources, and now when you've got the money coming through, you can really explode. If you do it in this sequence, in this order, you can become very wealthy, okay? Does that make sense? I don't know anyone else in the world that compartmentalizes leverage like that. So we might go a little bit over time, but let's dive in. So there's four main components to the actual training, because there is a coaching module here that you guys will get access to. Good to see you, Timothy. Awesome. And the first is a timesheet. So once you're clear on your attention, your goals, your dreams, what you want to do, what we need to do is you've got, who feels overwhelmed sometimes? You know, whoever thinks about what you're gonna do for the day and you just want to Netflix and chill, not the metaphorical Netflix and chill, although that would be fun as well. Actually, Netflix and chill, right? Which goes. So the key is we've got a data dump. We've got to get everything out of our mind out, right? And the way we do that is we actually have a worksheet. And in the worksheet, we just basically make I will show it quickly. I'm just running a bit behind. I just want to be just going to probably run late for the team meeting, but that's okay. I'm just going to show you the worksheet quickly. Let me find this worksheet here. There's a lot of stuff open. Worksheet. But here we go. Got it. Nope, that's not it. I'm just trying to find it. It's closed. I had it open for. That's awesome. Okay, if you're in the coaching program, if you're in the portal, there'll be a tutorial below and you can watch that worksheet. But the first thing we want to do is we want to get everything out of our head and put it into a worksheet and map out. Basically, we want to work out what our big rocks are. So, should we share? So if I have a massive jar and I have big rocks, medium rocks, and sand, if I want to get as much of that into the jar, what order do I put them in? I put the big rocks in first, then I put the medium rocks, and then I put the sand in. If I put the sand in first, you can't get the big rocks in. So managing yourself and time management is all about understanding the big rocks. The main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. So I have a worksheet here, and if you registered on Zoom, you're going to get an email with the worksheet, and it's actual formal part of the training. If you're watching this in the module, there's actually a tutorial below this and the worksheet below. And when you download it, what it will ask you to do, it will ask you to data dump, get out of your mind, what are the 10 biggest things in your business and 10 biggest things in your life, and how much time they take you. Okay. This is not the hero or the showcase part of today. And in fact, it's the least important part. But when you go through our program, you'll go through that. Okay. Again, if you're in the portal, there'll be a tutorial and a worksheet. If you're registered for this, I'll also send it to you. What I really want to spend it, and I'm kind of fast tracking through that because I ran a bit behind because it cut out. But what I want to hero and want to showcase today, if there's just one thing that you can all get from today, it would be this one thing. If you do just this one thing, it'll change your life. And it's called creating your ideal week. And creating your ideal week is about time blocking the most important things in your life and then creating discipline, habits, and rewards to actually following a plan. Now, who likes to be spontaneous and you know, yeah, who's a spontaneous person? Like, I'm a spontaneous person. I want to do what I want when I want. I don't like regimented, like do this now. I don't like that. But in business, we kind of have to do that, right? If you want to be productive and effective. Who would agree that if you schedule your time, choose what you want to do when, that you can be more productive and effective? Yeah, 100%. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to create your ideal week. Now, I'm going to approach this as all of you are a business coaching client. And if you're a business coaching client, this is exactly what we're going to suggest and the way you're going to do it. If you're not a business coaching client, you're watching this bonus free session for everybody. This is what I suggest. You can take from it what you will. So creating your ideal week is about mapping out um, your week on one page for your business and your life to make sure everything is being done this week to achieve your monthly, quarterly, yearly, and life goals, which you're going to break down shortly as well. So you've got to create and schedule your ideal week. The number one reason your business is not growing is you're not allocating enough time to growth producing activities. Growth producing activities are attention, leads, appointment setting, sales, yeah, and then of course we've got servicing clients for attention. Most of you are not spending enough time on those things. The only reason your business is not growing, who would like more attention, more leads, more appointments, more sales? 100%, right? The number one reason you're not getting them, you're not spending enough time doing it. That's the number one reason. I'm sure there's underlying other reasons. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to map out an example of an ideal week. If you're in the portal, there'll be another tutorial below on just this, but we have our business and our person. So in our business, in the business coaching program, I suggest working 80 hours a week with your business. But the first thing you need to do is, if you are honest with yourself and to ask yourself, if I'm completely honest with myself, how many hours per week can I choose to work on and in my business? Most of you are going to say 80 hours a week, somewhere between 40 and 80. It should not be less than 40, period. Now, is anyone here making at least $100,000 months? No? Okay, cool. Then this is what you all want to be doing to get to 100,000. Who would like to make $100,000 months? This is my not so secret to getting to $100,000 months and soon $100,000 weeks, right? Is what you want to do is when you create your ideal week, and I'm going to create one for you now, you're going to see me create one from scratch. Okay, it'll take me 5 minutes. Okay, when you create your ideal week, you have your business and your personal. We put the big chunks in your business because you spend more time on and in your business than with family or anything. Now, your family come first, they're more important, but we spend more time in and on our business and working to create financial freedom. Who wants financial freedom? If you truly want to create financial freedom and retire down the track or work less down the track or do 20 hours a week, you've got to do the hard work and the long work now. The sooner you do that, you know, you can do what's easy now so life's hard later. We can do what's hard now so life's easy later. Who would like life to be easier later? Do the hard work now. Fucking hard work now, right? So there's 4 business pillars that we want to chunk our time with our business into. That we're going to do that now. And then once we put those big rocks into our open schedule, then we put in our time for our health pillars. We put time in for our spiritual, mental, physical, emotional health, gym, yoga, breath work, meditation, time to nutrition, running, walking. Anybody not exercising regularly is never going to fulfill your potential, and you'll never be able to you'll never manage your time effectively. You'll never create the life that you dream of. You just won't. Okay, our health, nothing's more important than our health. Our health is literally the level of scale of our vitality, right? The time for personal development, time for reading, and so forth. Then, so the thing that we spend the most time on is business. Thing we spend this is not priority. What's more important? Second biggest time chunks is our health. Third is time with family, because that's important. Fourth is social. So hobbies, social, sport, time with friends, church, worship, these kind of things. So I'm going to create an example right now in a couple of minutes. Would you guys like to see it? Now, if you're in the business coaching program, this is what I would suggest you do. Okay. Now, I understand that everybody has different commitments in regards to family and church and different things, so it's going to slightly change. But I'm telling you guys now, if you're working less than 40 hours a week on your business, you're not going to achieve what you want. 80 hours a week. If I said to all of you guys that if you worked 80 hours a week for the next 3 years, you'd never have to work again, who would do it? I see better than I hear. We'll see. Yeah. Most of you say yeah, but when I do a live presentation and there's people and let's say there's 100 people in the room, 1,000 people in the room, I say, who wants to be rich? Everyone raises their hand. What's that meme? Have you guys seen that meme that goes around? Like, who wants change? Everyone raises their hand. And then the second one's like, who wants to change? And no one's raising their hand. Have you guys seen that? So what we're going to do is we're going to create an ideal week. Who would like to be able to see your schedule that you map out in advance on one page to remove overwhelm, to create efficiency and productivity? The way we do that is we create an ideal week on one page using Google Calendar and time blocking. And I'm going to create an example. Okay. So I like Google Calendar because it links to Calendly. Google Calendar allows you to have 24 sub-calendars. So I can see all the teams' schedules in here, the business coaches, the sales team, Noemi, the triage call person, all this. I just love Google Calendar. Doesn't have to be Google Calendar, but that's what I would suggest. So the 4 pillars of business, okay, you want to spend 25% of your time on these 4 things. Okay, if you look back at the, you want to spend 25% of your time on lead generation. Lead generation is social media, content creation, delivering events. Anything that's going to collect a phone number and an email. 25% of your time. So if you're working 80 hours per week, that's how much? That's 20 hours a week on lead gen, content creation, social media events. We then spend 25% of our time on booking appointments, not delivering, booking appointments. Most of you, a lot of people hire an appointment center and go, oh, I'm not booking appointments. I wonder why they don't book appointments. You know, you want to spend time on that. 25% of your time on delivering sales calls. Okay. And then 25% of your time on servicing clients. That's ultimately what we want to build to. Now, in the beginning, if you've got no clients, you've got no sales calls, and what are you going to spend all your time on? Generating leads, booking appointments, doing content, having conversations, right? Now, these 4 pillars, if you're in a business coaching program, there's complete modules and strategies on attraction marketing, appointment setting, SOPs, authentic sales, and more in that course, which are amazing. It's going to be awesome. Is it open? I'm not going to show you. I'll wait till tomorrow. Okay, so first we want to open up. So let's say we're going to do 80 hours per week. That means I'm going to do 20 hours per week, okay, on lead generation. So again, lead generation is social media, omnipresence, attraction marketing, content creation, posts each day, and your events. Okay, that's okay. So 20 hours. So that's, how much is that? 4 hours a day. And I'm going to do 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the evening. So I'm going to go lead gen here. I'm going to do it peak time. 9 to 11. Can you guys see my screen? Yep. So I'm going to do 2 hours in the morning of lead gen. Okay. And again, this is your social media stuff as well. And I'm going to do peak time in the evening. So I'm going to do 2 hours of lead gen in the evening as well. I might just quickly go to next week, Everett, actually. Okay. Now I want you to see me do this to show how quick and easy this is. So I'm going to start from next week, so it's a fresh week. So I'm going to allocate this time for lead generation. So when I get to this time, I'm going to do my content, create content, post my content, promote my events, marketing, get my Calendly out there, emails, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, all those things, right? So we spend 20% of our time on lead gen, and we're also going to spend 20% of our time on booking appointments. So I might go appointment setting here, 2 hours in the evening, appointment setting. Okay. 12. What? Let's make it a different color. I have a color code system as well. Appointment setting, and I might do. It's going to move my Zoom around. Just bear with me a second. If you're on your phone, this will look small, but that's fine. Lead generation, appointment setting. You know what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move them around. Cool. So next we have sales calls, right? So I've got to have lunch. Oh man, this seems a bit hectic, Jason. I can't do that. I want to spend time with family there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the blocks in and I can move them around, right? So I might do sales calls here. It's got to keep moving my Zoom around. Okay, sales calls. Let's make them this color. 5/7 weekly. Okay, let's put that in for now. And then I've got servicing clients. Well, I don't have any clients right now, but okay, let's put them in here. And I make the clients green for money, they're paid. And it might look something like that. Okay. And I allocate time for things, right? So I've got lead gen, appointment setting, clients, etc. Now, my suggestion with this is choose at least one day on the weekend, at least one day on the weekend for dream building day and one day for family day. So the awesome thing is on the weekend, I would not do any appointments on the weekend. So you got that whole time to focus on lead gen. So you might go, well, I'm going to do lead gen here, okay? And I'm going to do appointment setting here. Uh, what this here, like that, okay? And you can have a play with it accordingly, right? And now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got this is the time blocking I'm talking about. Okay. Now there's still heaps of time here. So you might go, well, I'm going to wake up in the morning and I'm going to go to the gym every morning for the first hour. Oh, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. And so let me just move this around. So something like that would be good to start with, but you want to push it, okay? So we might also go sales calls, appointment setting. I might do this. Okay. And I'm going to have lunch break here. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. Legion, Legion. So it might look something like that. Okay. Right. If you don't like the look of that, you can just move it around. Now start with at least 40 hours. So whatever the time you choose, you're just cutting it into 4 lots. Okay. Now the thing is you're not going to fill this up with clients right now, are you? Okay. So you can flexibly apply it and change it accordingly. So once you put the business stuff in, now we put the health pillars in. Okay. And this is where I want to challenge each of you. Who would agree that the fitter you are, the stronger you are, the better your mobility, the better your cardiovascular is, the more productive, efficient, more focused you're going to be? Yes, yes. One of the most important parts of better time management, better self-management, is by focusing on making sure you're always prioritizing your 4 health pillars: spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional. It's a must. This is a non-negotiable. If you're overweight, that's a problem. You're lacking energy, that's a problem. You have injuries and pain, that's a problem. You have brain fog, that's a problem. You got to get to the gym, you got to exercise. No, you don't understand. I have back issues. Good, all the more reason to go to the gym. You don't understand. I have arthritis. Good, all the more reason to go to the gym. It doesn't have to be the gym. It could be something else. It could be Zumba, it could be whatever, right? So let's say I'm going to go to the gym every morning for 1 hour. Okay, I'm going to put that in here. Okay, I put the physical components in. Let's just make this great, 6 to 7, and let's go. I'm going to make this 7 days a week. 7 days a week. Okay, I put the gym in here. Okay, let's say at the end of the day, I want to meditate before bed. So I'm going to meditate before bed at 9 p.m. Meditation. I put meditation in here. Okay, for half an hour. Okay, put purple. And I'm going to do that daily. Okay. What about my personal development audios? Okay, well, I'm going to do personal development audio here. I'm going to read. Okay, you're going to allocate. Now, if you're in a business coaching program, you want to allocate at least 30 minutes morning, 30 minutes evening, or at least an hour a day for personal development, audios, and reading. At least 1 hour a day to stimulate the mind. Okay, let's put that in like this. I'm going to do that weekly, daily. There we go. Cool. And here as well. Okay. Now, Sunday is family day, so I'm going to allocate the whole day for family as an example. So I'm going to put family in here. Okay, I'm going to make it flamingo. So this is family day. Okay. Sunday family day, whole day for worship, church, family, all that. And then you can put any sport in here that you have and you can move it around as well. And still look at all these gaps I've got here. You'd obviously put lunch in here, right? 30-minute lunch break each day. Okay, put that in here. Daily. And map it out accordingly. And look at all these gaps you've still got. Okay. Now if you play sport, you'll put that in there. If you're doing breath work, you put that in there. If you're doing yoga classes, you'll put that in there. Now if you're traveling, now the good thing about an online business is there's not a lot of travel, right? So just so you can see, I preach what I practice. Like this is my schedule. Okay, I do the same things. Exactly what I do. Wake up, cold shower, go to the gym. Got my social media in here. I do PT 5 times a week as well. I get some sun. I go for a walk to the beach. Because you're on your laptop a lot. I get out. I get coffee. I go to the beach. I go to the gym. Actually, I'm exercising 3 times. As of yesterday, I started cardio, Lisa. And I'm stretching. I'm doing about 2 hours of physical activity every day plus a walk. It's important to keep getting out. right? And I stretch before bed as well. So I preach what I practice. So you want to take the time to do this, and then you can add the smaller things as well that don't take a lot of time. Is that useful, by the way, guys? Anyone have any questions on that? Is that good? Imagine if you follow that. Oh yeah, Julie, I want to be magazine worthy for Christmas. Yeah, I think I'm doing okay for 44. I'm doing all right for 44. I mean 34. Anyone have any questions? Is that useful? Who's excited to get that done? Okay. Now, as I did that, I'm sure some of you had a voice pop up inside your mind, started to judge. I can't do that. I don't have time for that. Bullshit excuses. All bullshit excuses. Go listen to David Goggins for an hour and see what happens. Already do this, very effective. Simplicity is something I can do. And it doesn't take a lot of time. Now, the awesome thing about Google Calendar is it's set up ongoing, right? It's set up ongoing as well. So you definitely want to do that. Okay. So the next part is you want to create your action planner. We're going to go for about 10 minutes, okay? So we've mapped out our week. Now, the awesome thing is you can see your entire week on 1 week. And the other reason why I love Google Calendar is because it sends you notifications on your phone. So you're getting a reminder. You've got to condition yourself because it's one thing to set it out. It's another thing to follow it, which is why we're going to talk about how to motivate and drive yourself to take action to follow it. You've got to, so what I do is the last thing I do before I go to bed is I look at tomorrow. So I go to bed knowing I'm organized for tomorrow. Some other things that might not be in there. By the way, all of the action items from your coach or the coaching program will fit into one of those 4 pillars. Something that's not in those 4 pillars might be completing your tracking sheets, goal setting, tracking, and finances. So you might actually go, if I go back quickly, goal setting, tracking, finances. So you might do that. You can see I do mine on Friday afternoon, so you can put it in here, goal setting, tracking, and finances. Because every Monday you should be sending your success blueprint in your tracking sheet to your coach, right? Cool. So the next thing we want to do is want to create your action plan. I'm just going to show you this, and then I'm going to give you access to it. I'm going to email it to you. If you're in the coaching program at some point, if you're in the coaching program at some point, you're going to officially go through this with the help of your coach anyway. So don't worry too much about that. If you're watching this in the module course, below there's a tutorial and a worksheet that I'm about to share with you. So I want to create an action planner. I want to have a yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily action planner. I don't like calling it a to-do list because when was the last time you made a to-do list and finished it? You always add in stuff. My to-do list never finishes. So I call it an action planner. So I use a very simple spreadsheet. I'm just going to show you what I do. Okay. And we'll go from there. So this is a very simple spreadsheet. So what I do is just move my Zoom stuff around. So in this worksheet, I have a yearly planner, like goals for the next 5 years, a monthly planner, a weekly planner, daily planner. Very simple. First thing I do is start with the big rocks. Okay, and I'd encourage you to do this. What are the biggest goals you have in the next year, 2024, like next 5 years? Where do you want to travel? Next year, I want to go to Egypt. And then the following year, I want to go to Turkey. And next year, I want to go to Maldives, right? Next year, I want to go to Hawaii, right? You just get it all out of your head, right? And then you've got your business goals in here. You could have your financial goals and so forth in here, financial and investing goals, and then personal goals. It's kind of map out. It's kind of like a bit of a bucket list over a 5-year period, just mapped out a little bit. And then what we do is we take the 2023 goals of the next 12 months and we put them into the monthly. Okay, so this is what I do is I map out my year. If you ask me, Julie, what's the plan in my business and life for the 3rd week of October next year, I can show you. Does it always happen that way? No. Does it ever go that way? Almost never. But it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And creating these planners gets it out of your mind so you don't feel as overwhelmed. You can see it on one page, so it's simple. And it keeps you focused on your goals and dreams, and it helps with the manifestation process, helps build the belief. So doing this in this way, which is very simple and doesn't take a lot of time, actually is like I'm constantly thinking about the future. I'm constantly manifesting the goals and the dreams and the travel and the mission and the purpose and the businesses we're launching. Again, I've got 2 businesses launching, 3 books being published, 2 masterminds launching in the next 6 to 9 months. Yeah, and then I'm launching a promotions company on the Gold Coast here later next year as well. We're launching a sales academy. You know what I mean? So how do I do that? Well, this is what now I've got a lot more going on. We've got a lot more going on, and that's how my brain's wired. You don't have to be like me, think like me, act like me. But at the very least, this will allow you to feel less overwhelmed to get everything out of your mind. So what I want to invite you guys to do is start working on the 2024. So what I would suggest you guys do is map out what are your goals in 2024. Okay. And then what you can do is you can take them and put them into, the planner next year. Where do I want to travel each month? And let's say so Ray's going to Paris with her boy next August, right? So she put Paris in here. And now Ray can reverse engineer that and go, well, okay, I've got X amount of time. I need $20,000. I've got 10 months. I need 2,000 a month. I need to save $500 a week. Oh shit, I don't have that. Okay, I need X amount of clients. And then I can open up a bank account to fuel Paris, which she has done. And you can reverse engineer things. So you clarify your personal goals and your future goals so then you can reverse engineer your business, set your business goals accordingly. Makes sense, right? Okay. And then we map it out weekly. I always have my weekly planner mapped out in advance. So monthly, you'll notice a big one here is I have my events mapped out a year in advance. Okay. Weekly, I map it out weekly for the next 12 weeks. And then I have a daily action. Again, if you're in the portal, there's going to be individual tutorials on this. I'm going to do for your coaching clients individual tutorials on each of these worksheets. So you've got them, and I'm going to actually fill them out and do examples. I'm just going to run out of time here. So this planner is so simple, and once it's up to date, like I literally don't close it. And then this is my daily action planner. So I wake up, what is today? I don't know what today is. Today is Wednesday. So if you look at I've got my action items on Wednesday. So I just map out them, and I'm going to talk a bit more about how to do that shortly. Okay. Any questions on that? Okay, you guys will get more content on how to fill that out in the near future. Okay. So in regards to my process for that, what I basically do is I data dump. So I go, okay, what's everything I need to do today? And I put it into Wednesday. Okay. I actually do it the day before. I don't want to wake up and have to organize my day. When I go to bed, I want tomorrow to be organized. When I wake up on the 1st of January, Monday in 2024, I want my year completely planned out. Actually, it's already done. And it's only October. I'm sure it will be updated over that time, but it's already done. I want to wake up on Monday being organized for the day, for the week, for the month, for the year. I want it to be in advance. And to be honest, it's not just about it's not just about planning and organizing. I cannot tell you how powerful this process is for enhancing the manifestation process. Yeah, because it forces you to visualize about the things constantly that you want. And it helps neuroplasticity wise to drive the consciousness to rewire your unconscious to attract those things as well, right? Jonas. Yeah, and it's very simple. It's actually I love to, I want to see my year on one page. I want to see my schedule on one page. I want to see my week on one page. I want to see my bucket list on one page. I just love to see things on one page. Yeah. So what I do is I data dump. So let's say today's Wednesday. So what I do is I'll write down all the things I got to do tomorrow and Thursday. Okay. And then the first thing I do is I prioritize them. I put them in order of what's the most important thing is. So I prioritize. Then I eliminate anything that actually doesn't have to be done that day. And then I ask myself, what can I automate using the other three forms of leverage? By having somebody else do it, by throwing money at it, or using some sort of resource, yeah, like a bot or AI. And then I delegate. Which of these things? So this is the greatest thing. If you just took one thing from today, mindset-wise, would be this one thing. Every time, create this habit. Every time you go to do something in your business, ask yourself, do I really need to do this? Or can I have somebody else do it? Some of you are wasting time on an hour on creating a Canva. That is below your pay grade. You're an entrepreneur. If you want to make $1 million a year, you got to think like a millionaire. You got to act like a millionaire. You got to form the habits of a millionaire. You got to create the routines and rituals of a millionaire. And then you step into that power. You attract that. You become the person and then you achieve it. Does that make sense? You've got to become the person by managing yourself better to be the best version of yourself, right? And then we consolidate those things by clustering things, time blocking things, doing things in team format, team meetings, etc. One last thing on this before we've only got a few more minutes to go. One last thing on this. Can someone let the angels know I'm just running a bit late for the team meeting? Thank you. So here is my one suggestion. Because I have so much going on, I don't want to be looking at my emails and looking at Facebook and then checking my phone. Here is another huge hack for you as well that I personally adopt. If my mum wants to get hold of me, she knows that I don't answer my phone, I don't check my SMSs. If she wants to get hold of me, she sends me a Facebook message. And then I do my duty and I'll ring her. I have not answered my phone in 5 years. I'll say that again. I have not answered my phone in over 5 years. I do not answer my phone. I do not read my text messages. I do not read email. I do not look at my LinkedIn. I do not look at my Instagram. I do everything on Facebook. And that's why a lot of you win masterminds or group chats because there's other people to support you. It saves me a lot of time. I get over 1,000 DMs a day, but most of them are in a group format and I don't have to do much. Okay. So I would suggest consolidating things. Choose one platform. I'm either on, if I'm working, I'm on Facebook or I'm on Zoom, or right now I'm on both. That's it, guys. Your VAs can do everything else. They can do the emails, they can, all the other stuff. They can do all that, right? That would be my suggestion there. Does anyone have any questions? Has this been useful, by the way? Uh, yep. Cool. Strategies for dealing with interruptions. Strategies for dealing with interruptions is make a decision. So that's a really good question. We're going to talk about how to drive yourself to action at the end of this, because it's one thing to have all this set up, it's another thing to follow up. So we'll talk about that. Actually, we're there now. Okay, awesome. So let's wrap this bad boy up. The one last part of the program. So we've got the time management chart. We have the creating the ideal week. Then we have using the action planner. These are the 4 tools. And then what we do, it's one thing, and John's pointed this out, it's one thing to put your ideal week up and create the planner. It's another thing to lead yourself to action. Procrastination, apathy, putting it all off. Here is how you motivate yourself and drive yourself to action to follow your ideal week, to follow your planner. Okay. And it's called using checkpoints and then celebrating with rewards. You've got to link rewards to things. So there's 2 components. So the first thing I do is I set checkpoints. And I always focus on one thing and only one thing. So if you look at the action items, if you look at the weekly planner or the daily planner, and this is the exact one, I use. Everything I've just shared with you guys is what I personally currently do. If I'm sharing something with you, it's what I personally do. Okay. This is exactly what my sheet looks like, and I never close it. So I always have a main checkpoint or task right now. So for me right now, I've got to finish the QBC portal. I'm putting all my time into the portal. Once that launches tomorrow, I've got to finish the QBA portal, the Quantum VA portal, because our YouTube was hacked. And then from there, I've got to send my book to the publisher. Okay, it's got about 2 or 3 weeks left of time. Once I've done that, then I've got to launch Quantum Digital Services. Once I've done that, I've got to launch the Sales Academy. So I'm always working on just one thing. So if you map out your big goals in the next 12 months, there'll be 3, 6, 9 goals, right? And you just map them out. And you always have, this is the one thing I'm working on. But what you do is you link a reward to them. Okay, so when I finish, when I hit these checkpoints. So for you guys in the business coaching program, your checkpoints might be, the first checkpoint is I'm going to get 5 one-on-one clients. All my focus is going to go into that. And my reward for that is I'm going to go to the day spa for 3 hours, and it's going to be awesome, right? Okay. And then the next checkpoint might be 10 clients, right? And then you set a reward for that. It might be I'm going to go to Bali for the weekend, right? And then you're going to launch your group and book your group coaching solid as an example, okay, and so forth. So set checkpoints for outcomes. They can be task related, like completing a course or a portal, or to be launching something, but it can also be an achievement in your business and link rewards to it. Now, these checkpoints, there's 2 approaches. One, it's tasks you've got to complete. Like I've got to finish writing the book, got to finish the course, I've got to create this thing or whatever. But it can also be an outcome in your business. And I'll kind of mesh them together. The bigger your business gets, the more it'll look like mine, where I've got to, I've got to write 3 books, I've got to finish 2 courses, I've got to launch 2 businesses, and I've got to launch a mastermind and so forth, right? So everything you do, link a reward, and you do this on a regular basis. So you can see here, I've got my goals for the week. What are my 3 biggest goals this week? Well, I want to sign two clients, right? Okay. I want to sign 2 clients. I want to do my first webinar. Okay. And then maybe I want to generate 30 leads. And then you do the same. So these are your 3 goals this week. So you focus most of your energy on this. So you need to have weekly goals, monthly goals, and yearly goals. And the key to driving yourself to action is for activity. You always have a reward. If I make 50 phone calls, I'll get to have this reward. If I book this amount of appointments, I get to have this reward. And link rewards. So your business coaches are going to be working with you closely on that as well moving forward. The rewards and consequence system is it's incredibly powerful. Okay. And that's the basis of the module. Now, if you're watching me now and you're in the business coaching program, one-on-one group, this is going to be put in with tutorials, all the worksheets and everything into an official, I'll show you actually, I'll tell you what, because you've been patient. So this is the portal I'm going to give you guys access tomorrow. It's an entire online course with everything in our business coaching program. These are all the modules. You can see we actually have the time management module in here. It's going to have all the tutorials, all the worksheets, everything. You're going to get access to that tomorrow. This less than this time tomorrow, 23 hours. Okay, if you're in the business coaching program. If you're not in the business coaching program, shoot me a DM. Happy to share all that the worksheets with you. Okay. So if we take a step back, okay, what now? Here are the 4 steps. The first thing I would suggest you do is to complete the worksheet. I'm going to send you the worksheet to complete. Number 1. Number 2, then map out your ideal week. Once you've done that, number 3, update the action planner. Number 4, then create your checklist. So I work in checklist format. I can't fail because it doesn't matter if it takes me 1 month, 1 year, or 10 years. I do not waver. I do not change the plan. You do not change the destinations or the outcomes. Only be flexible in how you get there. Okay, it doesn't matter if you do it late, doesn't matter if you're not on time, it only matters if you quit. Just don't fucking quit. So if you're in the coaching program, these are the 4 things that are going to be put into the course. We'll have them tomorrow, so that's no problem. I'll also email them to anyone that's registered. If you're watching me now, YouTube, Facebook, and you did not register, send me a DM and I'll send you these worksheets and you can check them out as well. But who enjoyed that? What was everyone's biggest takeaway from today? What's the aha moment or the one thing you've realized if you implement is going to totally transform how you do things? Keep going until, yeah, become an until person. Aldrin, love seeing it on one page. Lisa, keep going. Yes, 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 yes. Sparkly. Organization, time blocking, action plan, create my week and working it backwards. Reverse engineer everything in your life. That's how you create by design, not react through compulsion. Julie, spaces. Jesse, tie it all together. Aldrin, prioritize. Julie, action plans by the years. More disciplined and focused. Renee, good to see her. You cannot manage what you cannot measure, 100%. What happens if you feel that you need more regard? What? I don't understand the question. I think there's some typos in there. Terry, being focused on the outcome and only take actions to take us there. It's very simple. What's the main goal this week? Okay, and I would just ask, like, what's your number 1 goal right now? For a lot of you guys, it's to get to that next checkpoint, which is, say, I don't know, let's say your number 1 goal right now is to get to 10 one-on-one, get book solid one-on-one client. If you're just starting out and you have a new business, your first goal should be to get book solid one-on-one clients. That's your first goal. Work long and hard first, then do the smart work with group, right? So I would literally create the habit and ask myself, or ask yourself, is this going to get me 1 step closer to 10 clients? Yes or no? No. And that's why 75% of your time should be spent on growth producing activities with your business. However many hours you put into your business, 75% of that time is on GPA. If it's not going to get you attention, generate a lead, or book your appointment to get a client, don't bloody do it. Have someone else do it, or just leave it for now. Most of you are just not spending enough time on lead gen, social media, appointment setting, and delivering sales calls. If you did, you'd be blowing up. It's really that simple. Now, if you have an appointment setter or a VA, and then you want to be spending time together doing this as well. Yeah. Okay. Do I really need to be doing this? Can I delegate this to someone else? Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I literally do that with everything. Do I need to do this? I can have someone else do this. Yeah. By the way, I did that course myself, the entire thing. So awesome, guys. For you business coaching clients, tomorrow, 8 a.m. Australian Standard Time, same time we started, we have our first ever monthly group call for all one-on-one clients, all group clients, even the ones that have finished their last group, all coaches. Make sure you're on that. We'll post the links later because I'm going to give you access to the course tomorrow then, number 1. Number 2, I'm going to share with you the new badge and ranking system that you can unlock awards. And number 3, we're going to talk about the finer details to the Gold Coast catch-up we're going to do in December for all clients and crew and team that want to come along. So make sure you're on that. If you're not a business coaching client, you're hiring a VA through us or someone else. If you're hiring a VA through us, thank you for joining us. Work with your VA on this stuff. Happy to share this with you. And if you're not a client with us yet, you want to learn more about hiring a virtual assistant or having one of our business coaches help you build your business at 20,000 plus months, simply reach out to me And I hope that adds value to you guys, right? So, again, time management is self-management. I want to challenge you and dare you to be the best version of yourself by directing your own behavior, your own emotions, your own speech, and your thoughts. You follow the 4 steps of leverage. You leverage your own time first by working solid, working long, then hard, then smart. And then you create leverage by giving other people opportunities to help the people in your community. That's just the smart way. Then the third step is okay, let's look at resources, funnels and bots and podcasts and AI and stuff. Now we got money coming through. We can use money, baby, for leverage, and that's when the fun begins. So, everyone have a great day. Enjoy that. If you're in the portal, watching this in the portal, start working your way through the checkpoints below, and I'll see everyone soon.